Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Ken Faulkner, and I'm continuing my quest to show you my collection, and I'm getting up there. I've been doing it from the least expensive to the most expensive. I'm getting down to the last two videos. I could have done it in one, and that would have been close to 30 knives, but I think at this point, I want to have a little bit more time and don't have to feel so rushed. It's trying to get that many knives talked about, especially with me, in a reasonable amount of time is very difficult. So you can see right here that there's not nearly as many. We're looking at a total of like, I think it's 13 videos. 13 videos. 13 knives. It's been a long day. Long day at work. After going to Blade Show and having such a good time, and then I have to go to work and it just wears me out. But anyway, we're going to do this. We're going to get this one done. There'll be one more. So this one's I think it's number 8 now, and we'll have the 9th be the final with, right now we're at $290 up to $340. So it'll be $340 up to the very most expensive. So we're going to start it out with the lowest cost one in the group tonight, and that would be the Malibu from ProTech. My only ProTech. I really need to get more ProTechs. I want to get the Mordax. Sometimes they're kind of hard to get. I know when I got this one, it was very hard to get. And the only place I was able to actually find it for sale was at my first Blade Show. And it says on there which one it was. Blade Show 2021. And this is number 65. And I don't know if I can get it to focus, but number 65 of 100. And I was super happy. I mean, first Blade Show, first purchase of the first Blade Show. Went in there and picked this guy up. It's got this cool mosaic pin. For the button, and the action on it is just amazing. Everything that I heard about it lived up to it. Very slicey. And back then I wasn't really quite to the point of really liking the big knives more so. But even now, this still has a good size handle because I can get all my fingers on it. It is a little smaller than my average, but it is a great knife, all blacked out. Looking cool, and the action is just amazing. Probably my first button lock, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but this is a great knife. That's the Malibu from ProTech. Now we're going to move on to Three Rivers Manufacturing, TRM. Have two of those. This is the first one showing in the collection. This one is the Shadow. I bought this used, but I was super happy to get it. I really like the way that handle looks. It's almost like a purpley kind of look, kind of like a wood, some type of wood, but it's really micarta. Blade steel, I should have mentioned, on 20 CV, and we're talking about pretty much premium blade steels, 20 CVs. M390s and some other more exotic ones in this part of the collection because we're up there in that price. This one really fits well in the hand because it does have that forward finger choil, and it's not super small. It's pretty much a full-size knife, but it feels really good. There's texture in here. You can kind of see that there's a little difference in the pattern between up front here and back here because they actually have grooves in there. And yeah, very nice. The axis lock or the crossbar lock works extremely well. I think they call it the river lock. I could be getting that mixed up because there's so many different names for them. I tend to just call them crossbar locks, but yeah, this one works so well, and it's super thin and super slicey. Do we want to cut some paper? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Still working on one piece of this Spyderco catalog, and I have no problem. Even me, who has trouble doing cutting on camera, or at any time really, can slice easily with a TRM knife. So this one is awesome. Very cool knife. It is the Shadow 20CV. Price on this is $295. I forgot to mention, I'm already messing up. $290 for the Malibu. $295. These prices may vary. Just got whatever I recorded when I went out and looked them up online to see what they were costing at the time. But just give me a general idea. USA made for both of these two. Next, we're going to go to a series of Jack Wolf knives because they're all running in that $299 range. So that's kind of where a lot of the Jack Wolf knives are. So I got a large number of the ones from my collection out here. And all of them are that $299 price tag. They are also, one of them, let's see now. The Midnight Jack. Oh no, it looks like they're all S90V in this collection. Yeah, all four of the ones here are S90V. For some reason I had S94, which I'm sure must be S90V, but it'll also say on the blade. So I'm going to correct that real quick. And we'll start with this one. Most of them you can see are in the original slips. I did buy this one used. I got this from Brandon Thrasher when he was trying to raise some money. We'll start out with that one. This is the Javelina Jack. Javelina Jack, and it's got that green, what is it called? The, what is it? It's fat carbon. I forget what it's called. Some kind of, I think I just put it down as, yeah, I put it down as fat carbon. Green, what is it? Never mind. Hopefully you guys know, you can look it up. My mind, I just can't remember things, but it's very cool. Green Dark Matter, maybe? I think that might be it. It does say S90V on there. It's got those awesome grind lines, and it's kind of almost like a Bowie clip point type shape. It's got that downward handle that I like so much to kind of pushes my tip of my blade when I'm holding it in the hand to tip down into the cut. And so that is the Javelina, and I can't remember who makes these. I've heard the name over and over again. Everybody was having these slips made. I know Lefty did, and so did Brandon Thrasher, who is now, by the way, Weekend Warrior, WKND_Warrior. So check out his channel. Anyway, so that's the only one in an aftermarket slip. Let's see what this one is next. Oh yeah, Feel Good Jap. This is the Limoncello. I believe it's how it's pronounced. Camo carbon fiber. This is the doctor's knife. I believe it's supposed to stand up on its end. Yep, it does. Long, slim blade, S90V, hollow grind. As all these, I think all of these are hollow grind. And great grind lines, great long pull on the blade. You know, sometimes these can be hard when you first start, and if I hand it to somebody, they usually have a hard time opening and closing the knife. But once you've had them for a while, you kind of get the feel for it. It's really not that hard, and it's kind of a cool fidget. So that is the Feel Good Jack. Again, these are all $299 in this set. What is this one? Oh, the Chaotic Resin. I always forget the name of that, but and sometimes it'll pop in my head, and other times I just can't think of it. I can't bring it to my mind. But it is so cool. Where Ben Belkin is really just going above and beyond on these different types of handle materials. And he's just keeping it very interesting for me. Long pull on this one as well. Good snap. Half stop, snap. Walk and talk is excellent on all of these knives. You can count on that with Jack Wolf knives. And the last one in the set of 3, this is the one that has the titanium scales with the jig pattern. I was excited to get that one. Early on, he wasn't doing that kind of thing. He had different types of handle materials, but he finally came out with a titanium. This one is the laid back jack, and it's got that great Wharncliffe blade. This one, I guess, it doesn't feel like a hollow. Maybe a very slight hollow. Yeah, I think it is a slight hollow. But it definitely is going to be a great utility cutter. The Wharncliffe, and then it's got that swayed up, that sway back kind of handle, which is very comfortable as well. And the walk and talk, again, amazing. All right, moving along. I think this video will get done without being over 30 minutes, which would be awesome. Next one on the list, we're going to go with another $299 knife. This is X Series Caballero. This is another one I bought used. This is an M390 knife. It's a front flipper. It's a little knife, definitely small for me. I really wanted to get this Sakai pattern on something. I'd seen it all over the place and never had one in my collection. So that was part of the reason why I went ahead and bought this one. And also because I don't have any other Pena knives in my collection. So it was very cool to get a Pena knife. And the quality is definitely there. Makes up for the fact that it's very tiny for my hands. But yeah, it's like a 3-finger with a good finger choil in there. But yeah, it's a great knife. 5th pocket carry for me. And the front flipper works really well. I think you can go with the top that way too. Yep, very cool. What else we know about this one? Pena X Series Caballero frame lock, M390 drop point, and titanium handles, and $299. And I think we got at least one more $299. We have a we're getting into $299. I guess some of those Jack Wolfs on here were actually $299.99. Now we're getting into $299.95. Big difference, right? And it is another one of my favorite companies. I have quite a few of the knives from this company. This was in the Faulkner 5 at one point, the original one. It is the Stout. Devo Stout, first one I bought from Devo Knives, and I was just over the moon about it. I picked this up at one of the blade shows. Kevin threw this Timascus backspacer in for free because he's that kind of guy. Action is so cool on this one. This is where you were starting to see that copper foil kind of carbon fiber coming out, and it was quite unusual at the time. Great forward finger choil, feels so good in the hand, cuts really well, hollow grind. Excellent knife. This one I think is a 20 CV. Yeah, it's kind of a bolster lock, so you can see that most of the frame lock here is covered by this carbon fiber over here. So I think part of the reason for that is that the left-handed people will not be putting pressure on the lock bar. Not that I can middle finger flick off of my left hand anyway, but I think that's part of the concept there. So titanium bolsters, that cool copper carbon fiber. It's got the Timascus backspacer. It's kind of, you need a real good light to be able to, maybe I can get a flashlight here. Hang on. See if I can make this pop a little bit more. I'm throwing the flashlight on the ground. Hang on a second, guys. See if I can make it show up a little better. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll make you see it a little bit better. At first I thought the purple and the brown weren't going to match, but it does turn out pretty good. Anyway, great knife. My first Devo Stout, and probably still my favorite. Next one on the list. Let's go with the 0562 Thai ZT Knives. This one I got a kind of a fond place in my heart. It's my first expensive knife. Yeah, I always wanted to get a ZT titanium, and boy, it was painful to spend. What is this one? The price on this one is the $312. But I have carried this at every blade show I've been to. From the very first one where I was driving and I could bring anything I had, but this was like probably the most premium one I had at the time. Until this last show when I have a lot more expensive knives, but I was flying and I didn't want to carry other knives. Not that I don't love this knife, but it is replaceable. I actually convinced a friend of mine to at work to buy one. He used to kind of be into fixed blades and stuff like that, and I showed him this knife, and he got the bug, and he hasn't bought any more knives, but at least he picked up one of these. So this is the ZT 0562. It's a Hinderer design, frame lock, 20 CV blade again, drop point with the titanium, obviously titanium, and it's USA made. All right. Now we have a Chavez, another one that was something I wanted, and I really didn't, feel comfortable with spending the money, but I managed to pull the trigger. This is the 229, so it is a little bit smaller, but yeah, Chavez knives, very cool. I love the dual grind on this. We're talking about a M390 blade, Riot made knife, production knife from Chavez. The Redemption Street. This is the Redemption Street. Frame lock, drop point, titanium on one side, G10 on the other, which I'm okay with because I get that grippy. It's a very nice G10. And we got the titanium on the lock bar side, so we got the nice frame lock. And $320. All right, now we have a straight up Riot, just not made by Riot, but a Riot branded knife. I bought this on the secondary. It was used, and I got a great price on it. I love this knife. It just feels really good in hand. I love the blade shape on it. It's thick, but it's tall, so it makes it slicey. This one, and I love the name. This is the Riot Baby Machine. The Baby Machine. Yes, you heard correctly. Really nice quality knife. Interesting pocket clip. Just kind of a flat piece of titanium that goes down to the clip, and then it's got like a little step down underneath it. Kind of a small one, but it definitely has plenty of room. Not so much blade length, but I'll take handle length over blade length anytime. So having that kind of a 4-finger choil, and in this case it's like a 2-finger choil because you got a place for 2 front fingers. The cutout is excellent for the flick. Works every time. Never really have a problem with that at all. Great detent, nice knife. Obviously made in China because it's Riot, but good quality because it's Riot. And it's $320. That's not what I paid for it, but it is what I found it on for sale. Back to another Devo knives, and this one is actually more expensive than the Stout, but and I'm not sure exactly why. It is titanium all the way on the handle. The steel on it is a 20 CV as well. This one is a liner lock. But yeah, this one I didn't buy it right away when it first dropped, and I ended up getting it at a show, which is how I get most of my Devo knives. I think the only one that I've got was the Growler that I bought after it had dropped and they were still available. But most of the time, the Devo knives are selling out. Certainly early on, they were selling out so fast, and I'm not great with the drops. I like their wire clips. They got it on the Stout as well. I have no problem. Some people don't like the way they look. I like the way they function. I think they work really well, and they are smooth. They don't, get caught up on anything. Yeah, just a great function, and I have no problem with the way it looks personally. So the Buzz has this great, action, great detent, hollow grind. Another great Devo knife. It's got jimping all a little bit more down the spine. I don't think there was any jimping on the Stout. Maybe on the Stout V2, I think he did put jimping on that one, but this one has a good amount of jimping on it. So you can get it up here, you can get it up here, you can get the pinch grip, all kinds of grips. Excellent knife. Devo Buzz, $330. Last one in this group is from Vero Engineering. This is the Impulse, and I bought this one used as well. I wonder if I have more used knives than I have giveaway wins, because it seems like I have quite a few in my collection. This one was also modified from the original. If you can see, this has a hollow grind, and the original one was flat ground. This was done by Sawtooth Dave when he was really getting into his grinding and learning how to do it. And somebody had, I think it was D&K Knives. I think D&K Knives had him grind something for him, and then gifted him a couple knives, and he ground them, and then gave them away. And then I ended up picking this one up. So excellent texture on the handle. It's got that cool, I've seen this on a few knives, that kind of spirally kind of look. I think it really feels good, and it looks good too. Great looking knife, good size. I really like the size. It looks really well. The flipper works okay. It's pretty strong detent for the flipper, and the flipper doesn't stick out too much, so you really got to kind of commit to it. So I'm normally going to be middle finger flicking it, and that works excellent. So that one is the Vero Engineering Impulse frame lock, M390 steel, Tanto blade, titanium with the hollow grind, so somewhat customized. They're getting them made in China, and the price is $340. And it does have that Timascus clip, which is a cool little pop of color. Timascus back spacer on this one too. And that's it. That's it, guys. A little smaller collection, a little quicker video. I got one more to do. It's going to be about the same size. I'll probably get it in either during the week or this weekend, and we'll be done until I build up the collection more, and then I have to go for 2 months doing the collection videos. Only 23 minutes. Very good. All right, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye.